Hi guys, Chris here, back with another video. So today I want to talk about perfection and marginal gains. So before I kick into the video though, I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat for my tea tonight. So guys, here I have about 1,000 calories of food. So I have a bowl of vegan soup, which I get from a company called Suma, S-U-M-A. It's really nice. And then I have here, I've got a massive plate of veggies. So I have here loads of rice. I've got sprouts, carrots, lima beans, sweet corn and leeks, and I've also got some fennel seed in there, and I also have some turmeric, which gives it that nice yellow colour. So I'm just going to quickly smash this down and we'll get into the video. So today's video then, I want to talk about perfection. And basically this comes off the back of a lot of comments I see in the comments section of my videos and the comment sections of other videos that I watch. And a common thing I see in different comments that people make is, I see people struggling. People talk about how they struggle to eat 100% vegan, or it could be that they intentionally, they're eating what they think is, something that's vegan, and then they discover that actually it isn't vegan, and then what happens is they get a bit disheartened. And what I really want to sort of say to people is, you'll never be perfect, so don't try to be. Now then, a lot of people, they try and go for this sort of, state of perfection. They have it in mind, and there's nothing necessarily wrong in of itself to want, perfection, to want to be the best you can. But what I'm trying to say to you is that we're human beings. Each and every one of us is gonna make mistakes. A friend of mine once said to me, "The man who never made a mistake is the man who never lived." It's as simple as that. On this vegan journey, if you're either on it or you're headed towards it, you're going to make mistakes. And none of those mistakes you'll probably make are you're not going to eat enough calories. You'll eat something that you think is vegan when actually you'll find out later on that one of the ingredients in the back is comes from an animal. You'll go to you might go to a restaurant, order something thinking that it's completely vegan and it isn't. And basically what I'm just trying to say is, don't get yourself down, don't get depressed. The main thing is this, that you're moving forward, you're heading in the right direction. Whatever mistakes you've made, trying to get onto the vegan diet or on the vegan diet, they're in the past. Once you've made a mistake, that's it. What you need to do is you need to just get past it. Don't let it get you down and get back on the bandwagon. So if you're someone who's watching this and let's say over Christmas you binged eat on turkey or animal products or processed junk food with animal products in, whatever, don't be hard on yourself. We all make mistakes. It took me 1 year to go vegan. I watched Forks Over Knives, November, December 2013 I think, and then I went vegan the 9th of November 2014, sorry. And it took me, so basically it took me a 1 year period from watching Forks Over Knives to go in to watching June Rider to go fully vegan. So even though I knew, as soon as I watched Forks Over Knives, I immediately knew that the vast majority of heart disease, cancer was caused by animal products. I'd never seen the science presented in an easy to understand format. I've never seen anything like it in my life up until then. And Forks Over Knives for me was completely revelatory, and it really did change my entire way of thinking. But even then, with that knowledge, it wasn't enough for me to go 100% vegan immediately. And it took me 1 year to transition. Most people I see who go vegan, they do it in much less time than I did. So if you're someone who's watching this and you're in the middle of a transition, and don't be hard on yourself. Keep on going at it. Make sure you watch plenty of different videos for ideas, for inspiration. Constantly working it. And what I want you to try and take away from this video is, don't have necessarily a mindset or a state of perfection, because if you do, what will happen is when you fail, because you will fail as a human being, or you'll make a mistake along the way, you'll become down, depressed, despondent, and you'll be really hard on yourself. Instead, try and do this focus on marginal gains. So realistic goals, easy to take steps that you do one at a time. And for those of you who can go vegan like that, do it. What I'm trying to say is, for those of you who can't do that, you don't necessarily have to. You can take your time like I did, and there's good reasons for that. So if some of you tried to go vegan immediately, what would happen is you're trying to cut out all the different food groups or the different foods you currently eat, and then you have to find something to replace all of them, and so that can be quite bewildering for a lot of people. So it's best to just fight one battle at a time rather than multiple battles at a time. Focus on one problem at a time. So it could be, I don't know, bacon sandwiches. You really like them. Let's say you have bacon sandwiches every day for your dinner or your lunch at work. Well, your first battle is to replace that with something else. Or it could be that you have milk and cereal for breakfast every day. So your first battle could be to replace that milk with rice milk or almond milk, or instead replace it entirely, like what I did, and have smoothies. But that's basically what I want you to think of, guys. So it's not a case of going from over here to over here in one go perfectly, but rather it's like that, one little step at a time, and basically marginal gains. And then what I would say is, for those of you who as you transition and you now have made a conscious decision to go vegan, you are for all intents and purposes fully vegan. Let's say if you make a mistake, don't be hard on yourself. Like I said, we all make mistakes. For example, last year, and I haven't actually told anyone before, but I did his friend earlier on Instagram, so I'll share it with you. Last year I went to the Chinese and I ordered some vegetable spring rolls and I think some noodles as well, and some vegetables. And I said to them, I'm a vegan, I can't have any meat, I can't have any milk or dairy or eggs or anything. And I basically just said to them, are there any of these products in your food? And they said no. And to be fair, I've been there quite a few times, but I say it in each situation. And I was sitting by the beach in my car eating a Chinese at night, and I was biting into a spring roll, and I straight away I thought, what's that texture in my mouth? And then I pulled it out and looked down, and there was like a bit of duck in there or chicken, so I just spat it out. And in that case there, perhaps it could have been their fault, or it could have been my fault, and I accidentally said spring rolls instead of vegetable spring rolls. I'll never know. Perhaps I did make a mistake, I don't know. But here's the thing, I felt bad about it, but I didn't allow that to sort of define me, or didn't allow it to get me down or despondent. I just stayed on the vegan bandwagon, kept on eating, plant food. I think it was only one, so as soon as I bit into it, I'm not sure if I actually ate any. I might have eaten some and then realised, but either way, here's the thing, at some point, you might end up eating animal products, either through contamination or someone's been negligent in putting or incompetent in terms of allowing animal products to go into your food, but don't let it get you down, and just focus on these small marginal gains. So instead of trying to fight all your battles at once, pick your battles and focus on them and get them done. And when you are on the vegan diet, the next thing you do is take those marginal gains to the next step. So when you go vegan, it's not necessarily healthy. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you could eat Oreos. So Oreos, where I come from, are technically vegan because they use soya instead of beef fat and milk. You could have, let's say, original Pringles or Texas and barbecue Pringles. They're vegan. So straight away you can see that you can actually eat a lot of junk food on a vegan diet. So it could be that you go vegan, so no animal products, but then what you do is you realise that actually you've got quite a bit of junk food. So in pursuit of those marginal gains, you then switch to, let's say, a whole food plant-based vegan diet, so you get rid of most of the junk food and start eating more whole foods. And then what you could do is you then look at the inorganic foods in your diet, and then you decide for those marginal gains you're then gonna go and buy organic instead. Next of all, it could be that you start having rice, and then what you think is I'll start adding some turmeric in there to fight cancer. And it's just next of all, you could think to yourself, you know, I'm going to add in Chronometer. I'm going to start using Chronometer to just track my food for a while, just make sure I'm getting everything, make sure I'm eating, you know, 80-10-10, or, you know, 80% of carbs, calories from carbs, 10% of calories from fat, and 10% of calories from protein. And I'm not necessarily advocating the Doug Graham diet there. I just believe in those macronutrient profile. Don't necessarily believe in a raw vegan diet like what he did or his book. I've never read his book. I just believe in those macros. Or 97-3, so 90% calories from carbs, 7% coming from protein, and 3% coming from fat. And that's basically what you can do, guys. So if you're watching this, like I said, I'm kind of repeating myself now, but don't get yourself down. You know, it doesn't mean you're any less of a person because you made a mistake, because the man who never made a mistake is the man who never lived. Guarantee you, every single vegan YouTuber has made mistakes along the way. So don't allow anyone to put you down because you made a mistake. Don't allow anyone to, you know, I don't know, be mean or nasty to you, you know, get inside your head. Just ignore them. Instead, focus on your journey. Focus on progressing. Focus on getting better. And don't have that, you know, necessarily perfectionist mindset where you can sort of almost set yourself up to fail, because you will make mistakes, but instead focus on the, you know, the marginal gains, and, you know, one step at a time. So I hope that was useful, guys. I hope that made sense to you. If it didn't, let me know in the comments, as always. You know, please subscribe if you haven't already. Please like the video if you like it, if you enjoyed it, if it helped you. If you have someone who's struggling, you know, a friend, a family, someone you love or care about who's trying to transition to the vegan diet and struggling, you know, perhaps share this video with them, you know, in case they're getting down. Leave your comments, you know, in the comment section below. Until next time, God bless, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye now. Today's video I'm going to talk about Chris Pratt and hunting, but first let me show you my tea. So as you can see, I've got some Star Wars bed sheets. A bit sad, I know. So this here, guys, is my tea. So as you can see, it's quite a lot. So there's about 1400 calories. Got sprouts, carrots, lima beans, sweet corn, and leeks. And I've also got some fennel seed in there, and I also have some turmeric, which gives it that nice yellow colour. So I'm just going to quickly smash this down. Hi guys, Chris here, back with another video. So today I want to talk about perfection and marginal gains. So before I kick into the video though, I'm going to show you what I'm going to eat for my tea tonight. So guys, here I have about 1000 calories of food. So I have a bowl of vegan soup, which I get from a company called Suma, S-U-M-A. It's really nice. And then I have here, I've got a massive plate of veggies. So I have here loads of rice. And we'll get into the video. So today's video then, I want to talk about perfection. And basically this comes off the back of a lot of comments I see in the comments section of my videos, and the comment sections of, you know, other videos that I watch. And a common thing I see in different comments that people make is, you know, I see people struggling. You know, people talk about how they struggle to you know, eat 100% vegan, or it could be that they